And now let's turn to your weather forecast. Of course, the rain and freezing rain and sleet is turning a little bit more spotty, which of course that along with rising air temperatures will help remove this wintry, I don't know, say wintry forecast, but it's just wet conditions, at least at this point. It'll keep those drops from turning into ice as they hit the ground once we get air temperatures again above 32 degrees. And right now, the last place in eastern North Carolina was kind of seeing snow, areas around Roanoke Rapids. And there's still a few flakes coming down, but it's not going to be seeing too much more of the flakes once we get past noon. Right now, currently 28 degrees in Goldsboro, along with Rocky Mount, 25 in Roanoke Rapids, but we're seeing more of the low 30s starting to show up. We've got 30 degrees in Kenansville, Kinston, and Williamston, 31 in Ahoskie, along with Jacksonville, 32 degrees in Washington and Greenville, 33 in New Bern. Again, there is rising temperatures for many inland areas that will eventually take us well above freezing and keep us above freezing overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. So this is good news for those of you who may have had stuff you need to do today. You can still do it. Just wait till the afternoon. Once those air temperatures get above 32 degrees, your risk of running into icy spots gets far, far lower. Of course, not seeing any ice along the Outer Banks. In fact, 64 degrees right now in Hatteras is really highlighting just how crazy of a system this truly is. The fact that we've got the mid-60s and the mid-20s all present in eastern North Carolina at the same time is wild, but it all has to do with wind flow. Hatteras is one of the lone spots that's seeing a very steady southerly breeze. It's bringing those air temperatures up. The rest of us dealing with more of a northerly breeze. Now, do want to again over some of the questions we have been tracking. Candace asks, how are the roads between Vanceboro and New Bern? Candace, right now, I do not have an exact report for that location, but I do know that air temperatures for those spots are getting above freezing. So at this point, I would say give it another hour or two. By 1 o'clock, you should be looking again at wet road conditions, not icy road conditions. But that's unfortunately is about as much information as I can confidently give you. I do think, again, everything is going to get much better once we get into this afternoon. And then from Gene Carr, how is Warsaw looking? We haven't heard any specific reports out of Warsaw this morning, Gene, but with Kenansville sitting at around 30 degrees, I imagine Warsaw is likely going to be sitting around that same number. So by the time we get to around noon in Duplin County, I should be again looking at 32, 33 degrees, and that will kind of eliminate that ice threat for the rest of the day. Now again, I really want to highlight, this is your midday planner. I think this is going to be the most important thing we see today is the rise in our air temperatures going from, again, the low 30s. Right now we're in the upper 20s to low 30s across many inland areas. Obviously, those of you watching in Hatteras are just laughing at us saying it's not that cold here. Certainly quite a bit warmer along the coast, but the point is that everyone is going to be seeing your air temperatures warm as we head through this afternoon and into the evening. 6 o'clock, 35 degrees. Remember that. 6 o'clock, 35 degrees. Then we look at what we've got coming up at midnight. 39 degrees. So it's not just a little bit of a warm up. No, it is a full on, we're talking 3, 4, 5 degree warm up across eastern North Carolina overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. And for any of the kids who are listening to this and wondering, okay, well, do I have to go to school tomorrow? Chances are yes. With air temperatures staying well above freezing, it's going to be incredibly difficult to get any sort of ice to form. And with rain showers still coming down, that rain is going to do a pretty good job of helping that melt process along. So not, again, anticipating anything that's going to be sticking around from tonight into tomorrow morning. It's pretty much we've got today, and that's going to be washing away all of the ice that we have seen accumulate. Certainly not everybody has seen ice, but there are certainly inland areas that have had some icy spots, particularly as we checked in with our very own Elise Sandlin at our last hour. She said, yeah, sidewalks are very much still super slick. Roads quite a bit better, but sidewalks, if you're doing any walking, use some caution out there for at least another couple hours. Now, later on this evening, again, you'll note the we've got more rain heading our way, but by 9 o'clock, it's looking like it's going to be coming down as just that, rain showers. And remember, we get warmer overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, so that threat of ice really kind of goes away once we get to around sunset tonight. I've got a question from Lindsay Walker about Martin County. Right now, Lindsay, Martin County, again, still sitting a little bit below freezing, so your road conditions may still be rough out there. I can't make an exact confirmation on that, but I would anticipate road conditions getting far better once we get to around 1 p.m. later on this afternoon in Martin County. I think by that point, air temperatures will be around 33, 34, possibly 35 degrees, and then you're really not looking at any sort of lingering ice. But let's take a look again at that full 8-day forecast. Overnight tonight, 36 degrees for your overnight low. That's not going to get you freezing rain. That's not going to get you ice. It's not going to really lead to anything other than rain showers. Cold rain showers, but rain showers nonetheless. So coming up for Monday morning, not anticipating any ice being present. It's likely all going to be either melting away or getting washed away by the rain showers we'll see for the rest of today and through tonight into tomorrow. But we get cold again. We will get cold again. Monday night into Tuesday, 16 degrees. It is going to, again, have certainly a bite to it as we wake up Tuesday morning. Wind chill values in the single digits for some inland areas. And we've got more cold air on the way once we get through Wednesday as another dry front will roll in. But that's going to help set the stage for potentially a secondary round of snow coming up next weekend. Now, secondary seems kind of like a lie because we really didn't experience too much, really any sort of snow threat with this system. Well, we got threatened earlier in the week, but then that low moved too far north and it kind of eliminated that snowfall chance for us. Next weekend, right now we do have another chance. But if we can gather anything or take anything from this past week's forecast, it's that the adjustment of a low pressure system by about 20, 30 miles can have a massive impact on what we see here in eastern North Carolina. Whether it's snow, sleet, freezing rain, or rain, the position of those low pressure systems essentially means everything to our forecast here with regards to winter weather.